Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared Kiari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other
Yeah, arrest all them 8-year-olds. I don't care how old they are. The worst truth or dare deaths ever.
jump if you dare. On May 24th, 2023, just days after graduating high school, 18-year-old Cameron Robbins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was celebrating with several hundred classmates on a trip to the Bahamas. They were staying-
Yo, what type of expensive school you going to? Y'all go to the Bahamas? Y'all know COVID messed up everything that I had going on. I mean, the most we were gonna do is probably get a free voucher to eat at McDonald's. Y'all getting a trip to Bahamas? Bro, what type of private school you going to?
at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort in Nassau. That evening, the group attended a sunset party cruise aboard Blackbeard's Revenge, a pirate-themed party boat. Around 9
Y'all getting a pirate-themed party boat? Bro, if we went to the ocean, the only thing we could possibly do is just look at the water. That's it. We can't even get on no yacht, no boat. The most we could get is a dance at our school gym. Who is funding these things? And how much does it cost? Maybe I'm just being a hater, bro.
40 p.m., near the uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau, someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several students
Okay. You know what? Dares should have like something fascinating about them, or like this would be interesting if I did do. You want me to just jump off some dark waters? What are you gonna get from that? Are you gonna be excited? Oh my goodness, he just jumped off the dark water. Look at him. Could y'all imagine how scared he was when he actually did it and he wasn't returning?
tried to grab him and stop him. They reached for him, attempting to hold him back, but Cameron broke free from their grip. He jumped into the water. Footage captured the aftermath. Cameron could be seen swimming in the dark waters. Friends threw a life preserver toward him. People screamed, "Grab the buoy!"
Why are you still swimming away, bro? You know damn well the water gonna get deeper later.
"Hey, the buoy!" They were trying desperately to direct him to the flotation device, but Cameron appeared to swim away from it.
Why? How else do you plan to get back up? Right now, it looks like he could swim. I don't know whether he plans to swim back or an animal's gonna get him.
Within seconds, he vanished from view. The boat remained anchored for hours as students searched frantically. The U.S. Coast Guard, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and United Cajun Navy searched the waters until about 3 a.m. Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Raymond King called the area really shark-infested.
I thought sharks don't actually kill humans though, or the likelihood of that happening is really low. So yeah, there definitely has to be a lot of sharks. Plus, why are y'all holding a party near sharks?
Said, the probability of survival decreases significantly, particularly if a person did not have on a life vest, and particularly if a person is perceived to be intoxicated. The search covered 325 miles over 2 days. On May 20-
Over 2 days, I'm sorry to tell you this, buddy. If you're getting searched for in the water for 2 days, chances are you will never be found. Especially with how deep the water could go. It's GG's, RIP him.
7th, authorities called off the search. Cameron Robbins was officially designated lost at sea. His body was never recovered. A memorial service was held at Broadmoor United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. Cameron was described by his baseball coach as a fierce competitor and by his family as funny and kind-hearted. My darkest...
I feel so bad for the parents, bro. It just goes to show, bro, your children can perhaps never feel safe anywhere. Because to think you dropped your kid off at school and guess what? He's gone.
secret. On May 28, 2018, in the early hours of the morning, a neighbor looked out her window in Heysham, Lancashire, and saw flames at 94-year-old Mary Gregory's bungalow. Firefighters rushed to the scene and found Mrs. Gregory unconscious in the conservatory, suffering from smoke inhalation. She was treated by paramedics and rushed to Royal Lancaster Hospital, but died 4 days later. An investigation by Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service concluded the most probable cause was a dropped or carelessly discarded cigarette.
Let me find out that you confessed to ending someone's life on a truth or dare. What could the question even have been for you to confess that? Truth or dare, truth. Have you ever ended somebody's life? Yo, imagine you're playing a friendly game of truth or dare and the person that you're playing the game with just commits to murder. Bruh, I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna try to be as straight-faced as possible, but I'd be scared shitless.
Mrs. Gregory was a heavy smoker with dementia. The coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death. The case was closed. Then, weeks after the funeral, during a game of truth or dare with two friends, 17-year-old Tiernan Darnton revealed his darkest secret. He told them, "I have a secret I haven't told anyone. I may have killed someone."
7 years old? Where are you getting cigarettes from as a 7-year-old? Oh my goodness, that had to be dark as hell. You thought your other 7-year-old friends were gonna keep that secret? I don't think anyone at any age would keep it, but a 7-year-old especially?
His friends didn't believe him. He persuaded them to keep quiet. But in May 2019, during a counseling session, Darnton mentioned a friend who could send me to prison cause of what he knows. He added that he had felt powerful at Mrs. Gregory's funeral because he knew what had happened and everyone else in the room didn't.
You felt powerful at her funeral? Oh yeah, this man is a sicko. No, you gotta be a psychopath. You felt powerful at a funeral that you know you caused? Get help.
Counselor ended the session by saying, "I think you're trying to tell me you've killed someone." Darnton mouthed, "Yes." Police reopened the case. They discovered drawings of Mrs. Gregory's floor plan with labels like "good hiding place" and "quick exit." Evidence showed he had set the curtains on fire with a lighter, unplugged the phone, disabled a smoke.
Oh no, this dude is the devil. Wait, so you actually wanted to end her life. I thought he just set her on fire and was gonna wonder what happened. You went through all of that just to see what's gonna happen? Oh nah, bruh. Even the smoke detector?
Alarm and placed a table in front of the conservatory doors to block her escape. Investigators found disturbing searches under 18 murder and how long do murderers serve in prison? In November.
How long do murderers serve in prison? So you would have been cool with it if it was like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think FBI or police should search our Google searches because sometimes it's very much out of context. But bro, that should have raised an alarm or two, bro.
November 2021, Darnton was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 15 years.
Okay, yo, it better be closer to life. Look at him. He's probably like, man, that ain't what ChatGPT told me. They told me I was going to serve 2 months on good behavior.
The bridge incident. On a summer day in 2024, 2 teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were part of a group chat where dares were being shared among friends. The conversation turned to jumping off a bridge into Lake Hartwell, South Carolina.
Okay, how deeper did the truth or dare game have to get to for somebody to say just jump off a bridge? Like, I'm trying to think of all the other truth or dares listed before they get to that, because no one is starting the game off by jump off a bridge. I need an investigation to see what else happened.
The pressure mounted through messages. Other teens egged them on. The 2 decided to go through with it. They drove to the bridge and climbed onto the railing. The drop to the water below was significant. Without hesitation, both teens jumped. They plunged into Lake Hartwell. Friends watching from the shore expected to see them surface. Seconds passed, then minutes. Neither came back up. Emergency services were called immediately. Dive teams searched the lake. Eventually, both bodies were recovered. Neither teen had made it back to shore. The local community was devastated. Candlelight vigils were held. Parents gathered.
I'm sorry, I'm assuming they thought that they could swim, or did they have the ability to swim? Because I don't think anybody is going to jump off unless you at the very least know you're going to swim. I've never actually swam at a river or beach or whatever. How hard does the current hit you to the point where you can't swim? I have no clue.
Holding candles and photographs of the 2 teenagers. Flowers and messages were left at the bridge. In the days that followed, parents across the community warned about peer pressure games spreading through social media. The group chat that had contained the dare was examined by authorities. Friends who had participated in encouraging the jump were left traumatized. Counselors were brought into local schools. The deaths sparked conversations about the deadly consequences of online dares. The bridge where the teenagers jumped became a memorial site. Parents begged other teenagers to think before accepting dangerous dares.
Yeah, I'm the type, I'll stop a truth or dare game when somebody dares me to like lick a table. Like if you dare me to like kiss someone, or dare me to like lick a toilet, or dare me to drink a crazy food combination, I'm gonna be like, no. So why in the world are you participating in a game where they're telling you to jump off a bridge? Like, I'm surprised that they didn't cave at that, because I caved for things that are much more lighter. Even with truths, if you ask me to say something that sounds crazy, no.
No matter how much pressure they felt from their peers, the community mourned 2 young lives lost to a moment of reckless decision-making. The boiling water incident.
That sounds terrifying. R.I.P. this girl. Wow, what's gonna happen?
On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old Kihari Pope was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided to play Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared Kihari to drink boiling water through a straw.
Yeah, arrest all them 8-year-olds. I don't care how old they are. All of them just, no. Whoever these kids are, they're all spawns from hells, bro. Get them gone, bro. I understand they're young, but how do you have that much guts? Drinking boiling hot water?
Other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it. Kihari accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid.
After one sip, how's your tongue not burning? Dude, I can barely drink morning coffee. I'm sorry, but if the coffee hot enough, one little, my tongue is burnt. What are we doing?
Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed. The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. Kihari was placed in intensive care. She underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Despite the medical team's efforts, Kihari's condition continued to deteriorate. The damage to her throat and lungs was too extensive. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water.
Damn. R.I.P. Wow. I just know those 3 girls in there are probably traumatized, bro. They better all get some therapy, but I had no clue that's what could happen from drinking hot liquids. I always thought like, you know what? Ugh, like it's not the worst thing in the world. She's dead? R.I.P.
The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among children. Kihari's family spoke out, hoping to prevent other children from accepting dangerous dares. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools across the country. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what had happened. Kihari Pope was just 8 years old.
Bro, she is so adorable too, bro. Wow, R.I.P. man. I feel like there's certain things that just need adult supervision. There's no way you should allow just kids just roaming off without checking onto them like every now and then, man. R.I.P.
The slug incident. On a warm evening in 2010, 19-year-old Sam Ballard was at a party in Sydney, Australia, with his rugby teammates. They were drinking wine in a backyard. The conversation was lighthearted. Then someone spotted a garden slug crawling across the patio. As a joke, one of Sam's friends dared him to swallow it.
I wouldn't even eat an ant. You're gonna swallow a slug that just crawled down the ground like that? You don't know where it's been. This is not even like a restaurant order, nothing. It hasn't been prepped, no seasoning, just straight from the ground. You don't know what it has. I guess other people really love the game Truth or Dare. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm the type of person that I'll ask for more truths than dares just because I don't want to do anything dumb.
Everyone laughed. It seemed like harmless fun. Sam picked up the slug and swallowed it whole. Everyone cheered. The party continued. Sam went home that night thinking nothing of it. Days passed. Then Sam began feeling strange. He developed severe pain in his legs. Within weeks, he could barely walk. He went to the hospital. Doctors discovered the slug had carried rat lungworm parasites. The parasites had infected Sam's brain, causing a severe infection called eosinophilic meningitis.
Of all things that a slug could possibly contain, hearing that it got rat worms has to be the worst thing in the world. Anytime I hear doctors talk about things that happen in the brain, I'm just kind of like, yeah, you're cooked. If there's one place I don't want any type of harm done, it's the brain. Once you hear something's wrong with the brain, it's GG's.
Meningoencephalitis. Sam fell into a coma for 420 days. When he finally woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. The infection had left him a quadriplegic. He couldn't walk, couldn't feed himself, couldn't breathe without assistance. For 8 years, Sam lived with severe disabilities.
Dude. Bro, I feel like as a friend, if I was to see him in that position, I would literally just bawl out crying, bro. Wow.
Requiring around-the-clock care. His mother became his full-time caregiver. Sam's friends were devastated by what their dare had caused. In 2018, 8 years after swallowing the slug, Sam Ballard died from complications related to the infection. He was 28 years old. His death highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in seemingly innocent dares. Sam's friends carried the weight of what had happened for the rest of their lives. The fireworks incident. On October 24, 2024, during Diwali celebrations in Bengaluru, India, a group of friends gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Fireworks were everywhere. The night air was filled with explosions and colorful displays. The men had been drinking, and the atmosphere was festive and reckless. Someone brought out a large box of fireworks and suggested a dare. They challenged a 32-year-old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit the fuses. Friends.
Yo, bro, why are you accepting that? Why are you accepting that? And on top of the box, we're not even talking about a single firecracker. Even that would be crazy, but the whole box? Are we just forgetting the fact that fireworks are explosives? Oh, I just know your ass was burning.
Laughed and egged him on. The man, emboldened by alcohol and peer pressure, agreed. He climbed onto the box and sat down. His friends lit the fireworks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire box exploded beneath him. The force of the blast was catastrophic. The man was thrown into the air. The explosives detonated with tremendous power, causing fatal injuries. Friends screamed and rushed to help, but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man died at the scene from his injuries. Witnesses told police it had been part of a dare. The case received widespread coverage across India. News outlets showed footage of the aftermath, warning others about the dangers of combining alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The man's family—
I don't know how common that is, but issuing a warning for fireworks and alcohol, like, I feel like everyone knows that's just a recipe for disasters. You should not be combining alcohol with anything that's dangerous.
Family was left to mourn a senseless death. His friends who had encouraged the dare were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations. The table surfing incident. On June 1st, 2025, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 17-year-old David Nagy and his friends from Freedom High School gathered after school. They had been watching viral TikTok videos of people table surfing, riding on top of tables tied behind cars. The videos made it look thrilling and fun.
Okay, I already know they're gonna do it, but how fast are y'all gonna drive the car? Let me find out that y'all are going 80, 70 miles per hour. All y'all definitely gotta get 10 more years just for that. Obviously, with these table surfing ones, I don't think you should do it, especially not if you're young or at all. Just don't do it. But like, how fast are you driving the car?
Teens decided to try it themselves. They found a folding table and flipped it upside down. They tied it behind a car with rope. David volunteered to be the rider. His friend—
A folding table? I'm sorry, what are you holding on into with the folding table? I have a folding table right here. Even if you hold the folding table, like, it's gonna bend over. How are you gonna grip onto anything after that?
thought it would be hilarious to film. He climbed onto the upside-down table and sat down, gripping the edges. The teenage driver got behind the wheel and started the engine. The car began to move slowly at first. David laughed. His friends cheered him on. Then the driver accelerated recklessly.
You see, like, it's always that one idiotic friend that just ruins it.
The car picked up speed. The table bounced violently behind the vehicle, shaking and wobbling. Suddenly, the table was flung into a parked vehicle on the side of the road. The impact threw David off the table with tremendous force. He hit the ground hard. His head struck the pavement. He died from catastrophic injuries. The driver slammed on the brakes. Friends screamed and called emergency services. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but there was nothing they could do. Prosecutors charged the teenage driver with involuntary manslaughter. The case drew national attention as an example of deadly TikTok dare trends.
Every time I hear of TikTok trends, I'm just thinking, yeah, this is gonna be a disaster. It's so crazy that people will see things on TikTok, look at how dumb and dangerous it is, and think to themselves, you know what, I should do it. I will also say, yo, TikTok, there's no reason why some of these, like, terrible stunts should be still on people's For You pages. Right when you see something is dangerous, you should just delete it. RIP.
David Nagy's family spoke out about the dangers of social media challenges. Schools across Pennsylvania held assemblies warning students about table surfing and similar viral stunts. David's friends were left traumatized. What started as an attempt to recreate a viral video ended in tragedy.
Are y'all even trying to recreate it? Who was the person outside recording? Like, obviously, if it was recorded for TikTok, then people were going slow enough so that it could actually bleed onto the camera. Y'all are just doing it for fun.
The senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025, high school seniors in Arlington, Texas, were participating in Senior Assassin, a popular end-of-school—
I swear to God, let me find out someone actually brought a real gun.
tradition. The game involves students chasing each other with water guns, trying to eliminate opponents. It's meant to be harmless fun, a way for graduating seniors to bond before heading to college. Players track each other's locations and stage surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Leal was participating in the game with friends. They had spotted their target and began pursuit in a Jeep.
Oh my goodness, did someone think that they actually had real guns?
Chase intensified. The vehicle accelerated through streets. The adrenaline was high. The teenagers were laughing and yelling, caught up in the excitement of the game. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the back of the moving Jeep. He was trying to get a better position during the chase.
Why?
Friends later said he was riding on the exterior of the vehicle. Then the Jeep hit a bump in the road. Isaac lost his grip and fell from the moving vehicle onto the street. His head hit the pavement with devastating force. The Jeep screeched to a halt. Friends jumped out, screaming. Someone called emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries. For weeks, he remained in intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors did everything they could. His family kept vigil at his bedside, but the injuries were too severe. In early June 2025, after weeks in the hospital, Isaac Leal died from his injuries.
R.I.P.
Investigators confirmed the death occurred during the Senior Assassin game. The incident sparked debate about whether such games should be banned.
I thought it was gonna be at least on the school grounds. Why are they still having this away from the school? Like, if it was just on campus and then, you know, kids had a little water gun, pew pew, then cool. But outside, there's no controlling that.
Some schools across Texas immediately prohibited the tradition.
What a video. RIP to all the victims in here. Yo, moral of the day, do not play truth or dare, especially if the dares are crazy. You can say no, all right? It's not like you're paying for $1 million. If something sounds crazy, say no, all right? Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Road to 1 million. We are so close. Join us on Twitch. Check out the gaming channel. We upload every day as well. Love y'all, man. And as always, Waxer for life. Love y'all and peace.